What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I specialize in the weddings and the parties and the birthdays and the karaoke and the video dance parties. Anytime you need some entertainment, you can see if I'm available. I would be honored to entertain you. I appreciate it so much. Oh my goodness, today on the program I got Fran Cline. And you know there might be a little Dale Kreitz in there. There might be, because Fran Cline and Dale Kreitz, they're almost inseparable these days. But the last time we talked to Fran Cline, she was with Dale Kreitz, and Dale Kreitz mostly told his story, and Fran Cline was there to support him. And then today it's more about Fran Cline, and maybe Dale Kreitz will be there to support her. See how that works out? I like to make sure everybody gets a chance to tell their part. So stick around for that. This week's shows, I'll be at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, Friday night. That's my usual Friday night gig. Video dance party, karaoke jam. It's the place to be. They got a full bar, the kitchen's open, pool tables. They got a pool tournament on Friday nights. So if you want to try your hand playing pool, you might get to make some money. Yeah, you could get a chance to win playing pool while you're waiting to sing a song next to me. Yeah, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show. And we got a little dancing in there too. The dance floor is open. So if you'd like to dance with your honey, I encourage you to do so. Or if you just want to dance by yourself, I'll play your favorite song. You just tell me, what's your favorite song? Now, I get a lot of people that'll come up to the DJ booth and they'll say, hey, can you play some dance music? And I'll say, what's your favorite song? Because dance music is subjective. Dance music can be anything. Some people dance to whatever. So I ask them, what's your favorite song? And then they'll go, I got to think about that. But I will be happy to play your favorite song. And if somebody out there doesn't like it, then I will play their favorite song. How about that? I'm there to please. I'm here to serve. And that's what I do. That's what the DJ does. I might even play some Madonna. Why did I say Madonna? Well, maybe you'll find out in the next few minutes as I talk to Fran Cline. And I guess Dale Kreitz is in there too, but it's mostly Fran Cline. Now, I got her on Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/KeysDAN. All right, let's Skype Fran Cline now. You win. You are smarter than the machine. I knew you could do it.
Wow.
Well, this time it's Fran Cline and Dale Kreitz on the What Makes You Famous podcast. They're still flipping and flipping. So if you're listening to the audio version, you won't notice that the video version, they're all flippy and flippity floppity and flip flop flip flu.
Oh my God.
Just put that phone down.
How can we get back to you?
Put that phone down. Put it down. Now I'm looking at something else. I'm not editing anything. I think I saw your clock. The camera got flipped. I'm looking at your computer.
Oh no, that's Franny.
What do you got there on your computer? Let's see. It's a nice screensaver. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks like it comes with the computer.
Yeah.
Would you flip that thing the other way so I could see your faces?
I gotta bring your phone. There we go. Okay.
You got it. All right. Like I said, this is Fran Cline and Dale Kreitz this time. Now, last time, which was very recent on the What Makes You Famous podcast, we had Dale Kreitz, but then we had Fran Cline had come in and did a little support for Dale Kreitz. And we told mostly Dale Kreitz's story. But this one, I think I want it to be more about Fran Cline and your story. So, Fran Cline, once you get that camera in a good position to where we're not looking straight up your nose, that's great. And looking at your beautiful face, maybe you can give the people an idea of who Fran Cline is.
Well, who Fran Klein is? I am a 61-year-old, just turned 62 in October.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I was born on a tobacco farm.
Where?
In Roxborough, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Born and raised and spent most of your life in North Carolina? Tell me about that.
All my life in North Carolina.
Oh.
My first 10 years was in Roxborough, North Carolina.
Now, what kind of town is Roxborough? Small, big?
It was small when I left, but it's grew.
Okay. Like how many people? Like those, like on Hee Haw, they used to say population 502. Salute. Yep. Now, was it that kind of a town?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So it could have been on Hee Haw. But you said
could have been.
You said you were on a farm. What kind of farming did you do?
We were tobacco farmers. We raised the fruit and vegetable garden for the man that we lived in the house. He let us live in the house free.
Okay.
For us working on the farm. And Mama and Daddy, they were the main ones that done the work, but we got to chime in and made it look like we was working and had fun.
Okay, but did you at least make your allowance doing that kind of work?
My first paycheck was when I was 5 years old.
Oh, my.
I was handing tobacco leaves.
Okay. And so you were actually doing some work at 5 years old. I think the child labor laws might have changed a little bit in this country. Maybe other countries around the world, you could probably still get away with working at 5 years old, you know, making shoes of some kind or maybe some kind of textile work. But that's something that I've only heard. I've not witnessed it with my eyeballs. But a 5-year-old Fran Cline is working in the tobacco fields. Now tell me, in the tobacco fields, do you know, are there other uses for tobacco besides smoking it up? And was everybody smoking around you?
Everybody was smoking.
Okay.
Everybody was smoking. I never picked it up, thank goodness.
That would mean that you rebelled against your parents and maybe your family. Because my mother, and she's already said this on the podcast, she used to smoke marijuana. And the first time she offered me a hit, I think I was 18 or 19, something like that. She offered me a hit and I said no. So I guess I rebelled against her. And in that fashion, you rebelled against your family by not smoking.
No, it's because my mother caught my brother smoking. He had stole a pack of cigarettes out of her bedroom. And he was out behind the barn smoking, and Mama was in the old-timey outhouse. When she come out of the outhouse and caught him coughing and going on, she made him eat the rest of the pack of the cigarettes.
No, eat, not smoke, eat.
Eat.
Ooh.
He made him eat the rest of the cigarettes.
Did he get a little salt and pepper at least? A little ketchup? A little, maybe something to...
No, but he turned green and puked his guts out.
I believe that to be true. I think...
and he had to go to school.
When I was a kid in Davie, we had chewing tobacco. And I know in the locker, 8th grade or 6th grade, we're kids, boys especially, you get some chewing tobacco and they passed it around. Oh, try some of this worm dirt. Put this in your lip. And man, I put that in my lip and I puked. I definitely did too. So you never took up smoking at all?
I never took up smoking after I seen what my brother went through.
Okay.
No.
So even though I'm guessing your mom probably did smoke.
Yes.
But she was against it for the youngins to be smoking.
Yes.
I get it. You get it's kind of a double standard, do as I say, not as I do. But, you got to bring people up right and give them a chance to grow before they take up those nasty habits. I guess what is the worst habit that you do? Because mine is definitely eating. I eat too much. But tell me about your habits if smoking wasn't the one that got you.
My worst habit is reading peanut butter cups.
Funny enough, I had one of those last night. My daughter said, "Hey, this is the last Reese's peanut butter cup. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And then I had it. But
Yeah.
do you savor it? Do you savor it, or do you eat it a nibble at a time? Do you nibble it?
I savor it.
You do. You do.
You savor that peanut butter, that chocolate.
I got you. This portion of the podcast sponsored by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
I hear you.
Okay. Well, all right. Hey, you didn't take up smoking. That's great. Growing up in a small town in North Carolina, what was school like? What was little Fran Cline getting into way back then?
Well, with me being born in October, I couldn't start my first grade year of school when I was 6. I had to wait until I was 7 to start the first grade. And with that, I had to wear an eye patch on my right eye because I was born with a lazy eye.
Oh.
And the kids poked fun at me at school and called me the one-eyed bandit, the one-eyed monster, anything you could think of, they called me. I just laughed them off.
Kids will do that. They'll find that one thing that might be different on you. Me, I had a fat butt, and it was fat butt. Hey, what's up, fat butt? So I had a fat butt. And then I think my last name, I was using my stepdad's name at the time. It was Hughes, but on the back of my shirt, it looked like Hughes, and it went, Huggies. Hey, what's up, Huggies? Huggies. I don't think that was the worst bad, name, but it looked like Huggies. And just because they can't read, I get a name. But lazy eye, okay, I get it. So did the patch help? It looks like your eyes seem to be pretty close to straight to me.
I got glasses.
Okay.
And everything. I do still have what you call the lazy eye in the left eye.
How does that affect you?
Well, considerably, they consider me completely blind in the left eye.
How about that? That's what a lazy eye can do. Because I know that there's, different people. I think Melissa Joan Hart famously has a lazy eye, and I don't know how it affects her, but she's a pretty girl. You're a pretty girl. It seems to have worked out okay.
Oh, God's blessed me.
But
He is always. I tell everybody, I'm just in the image of Him. I can't do nothing without God's doing.
But the glasses have helped.
Yes,
do they help you to see?
They're for reading.
Okay.
Long distance, I can do real good, but close distance, I gotta have them on.
Okay. Now, all right. So, man, you got picked on in school.
Yes.
Did that affect your schoolwork at all? My brother, he was legally blind, and they told him, "Hey, would you? If anybody needs to come up close to the board, let me know." He went right to the board because he couldn't see it. He had Coke bottle glasses when he was a kid.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
My Uncle John had them.
Oh yeah, for sure. But how did it affect you in your schoolwork? Were you good in school?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I loved math in school.
But don't you know girls can't do math? They got small brains. You can't do math. Isn't that what I was always told growing up?
That's what I was told, but my mama says you can do anything you put your heart to.
So math, that's fantastic.
The best way to learn anything is your math.
Yes.
I says, why, Mama? She said, simply because that's going to help you keep up with your money.
Yeah. Math helps you in all aspects of life. And math is what people believe is the universal language. If aliens did come down, we could talk to them using the mathematical equations, probably translating into music. I know when I saw E.T., there had to be some kind of truth to that. We're playing music and math. Yeah. Not E.T., but Close Encounters, when they were doing that beep, 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 boom, boom. I mean, I'm 52 years old. You're a little bit older than me, but I know that we had to have grown up watching and consuming the similar pop culture. Tell me about the pop culture that you grew up with. I'm guessing you were born somewhere around 64, 61, maybe?
I was born 59.
59, okay. Math hard, see? My math is bad.
59.
October the 9th, 1959. So growing up as a young person in the 60s and maybe even, like growing a little bit more and maybe getting formative years in the 70s, how did Fran Cline cope with all that? Well, how were you affected by things around you in North Carolina?
Well, we moved from Roxborough in '69 up to Denton, North Carolina
Bigger?
in '69, and we lived on Old 109 going out of Denton. And my daddy worked at a sawmill, and it was too far for him to walk back and forth to work for the sawmill. So the man at the sawmill had us move in a 2-room shanty on the sawmill. And you would have to walk out of the front door of the bedroom, living room, which was together, and then walk around, shut that door and walk around and open the door to go into the kitchen.
I got you.
That was 7 of us living in a 2-room shanty.
That is interesting living right there. Cause I know I visited, Tupelo, Mississippi, where Elvis was born. And I saw his 2-room, shotgun shack, which means you could shoot from the front door to the back door. And it was kind of small to have a few people, but for 7 people to live in 2 rooms. What happened to the tobacco? You you just gave that up, or Dad?
That's what Daddy done. He gave the tobacco up because his brother talked him into moving up to Denton, North Carolina.
Okay, but there was a better situation there. He got the job.
Yes, he did.
Okay, and then they give you this
working at the sawmill with his brother and everything, and we just grew up being nonchalantly sawmill girls.
Well, I mean, sounds like your dad's a hard-working man. Being in the tobacco and being in the sawmill, does he still have all his fingers?
He did when he passed away, yes.
Okay, that's good. Hey, that's a bonus. When people work with big tools and construction, if you die with all your fingers and toes, and I think you did okay, because that's some dangerous work for sure. So, all right, so he's a hard-working man. That's something you can glean from him. What was your mama doing all this time? Did she work outside the house, or she
worked outside in the fields with Daddy. She worked on the sawmill with Daddy.
Wow.
They had us off planing the wood, stacking the off bearing. Yep, I've learned it all.
Well, I mean, you have 7 kids, so that means you have built-in playmates. Did you get along well with your brothers and sisters? How many brothers? How many sisters?
I had 1 brother, and I had 2 sisters.
Okay, and then where did you fall in the line there?
I'm the baby.
Baby, was that advantageous, or did you get all the presents, or did they just forget about you because they did all the raising of the other kids, and usually they'll forget about that baby.
I got 1 new gift at Christmas and mostly hand-me-downs from my sisters, but that's cool. That's okay.
So your sisters had style?
Yeah.
What kind of style did they have? Were they into the beehive hairdos and the bell bottom pants and
bell bottoms,
short mini skirts? Were they allowed?
Yes, we went into the mini skirt stage. Yes, we did.
I remember the early 70s was it's all about eyeshadow, the blue eyeshadow, lots and lots of it. So did you learn how to get your makeup on right when you were a kid?
I sure did, but I've chose not to worry any here lately.
Hey, when you got a natural beauty, you don't have to. I woke up like this, okay? I woke up like this.
That's what I say. I wake up and I look at this and I say, well, God made me. I'm beautiful.
That's fantastic. Know who you are. Be happy with who you are. So, Fran Cline, you're in school, you're learning math. That's your the studies that you excel in. You get out of high school. Where do you go from there?
I didn't get to finish high school.
Okay.
My daddy, on my 15th birthday, my brother's car fell on him and broke his neck and broke his back in 3 places and paralyzed him.
Your dad?
Yes.
Wow.
So I quit school to take care of my dad and my mom because my dad was a very bad alcoholic. And he had thrown a pot of hot coffee in my mom's eyes and blinded her. And she was blind. So I had to quit school and take care of them.
And this is all around the same time?
In my 15th birthday. Yes.
Wow, that is a tough year. And
yes,
so the blinding of your mom was before your dad got paralyzed?
Yes.
How do you feel about that? Is there some kind of karma in there, or what do you feel that happened there?
My daddy was a very, very bad alcoholic. When he got on white liquor, it wasn't nothing. He tried to burn the house down with us in it. And this is in my first 10 years of living. He tried to burn the house with us in it. He threw kerosene on my mama and set her on fire. He was mean when he was drunk with alcohol and liquor. And after that, when we moved to Denton, there was a state trooper that lived beside of us, and I didn't know it. And my daddy was drunk, and he kicked at me and everything, and he missed me because I climbed up a tree. And the state trooper had daddy arrested for being abusive. And that ended our pretty well relationship.
They took daddy away, paralyzed and all, just gone?
No, they took him to prison, and he stayed in prison for a year. And after he come out of prison in 1972, he didn't get paralyzed until 1974.
I got you. Oh, okay. So I'm getting a little off on the timeline. When did your mom get blinded?
1969.
Oh, so way before.
Yeah.
And
he blinded her in 1969.
My goodness.
And I remember running up the road to the next door neighbor's house to get help. And he was running after me, trying to get a hold of me. And a lady stopped in the road with, her name was Miss Poole, and asked what was going on. And I says, Daddy's drunk and he's fighting on my mama. And she turned her car sideways to keep him from getting to me. And I kept running to the next door neighbors, and they called the law and had the law come out there, and they arrested Daddy then, but they let him out.
Well, this sounds like a lot of pain and heartache that you had as a young lass. This is even before you were 15.
Yes.
You know, you were 11 or so, 10 or 11 years old when
he blinded Mama. But before that, he was very abusive. So he beat on my mama and my sisters and brothers all the time. I'm the only one he never hit.
Wow. And that I think I've heard before is the youngest one usually gets saved by the older siblings. You know, they'll take the brunt of it. Oh, we don't want Fran to get hurt. Let's go ahead and take the brunt of it. And do you commend your brothers and sisters for that?
I love my brothers and sisters for taking up for me. Yes, I do.
I believe that.
My half sister, she's the oldest. She's 70-something.
Yeah.
She's still living.
Okay.
But my full-blooded brother, he died in 2001. He aspirated, and they found him brain dead. And I had to pull life support on him. My full-blooded sister, I just lost her last year in June of 2020.
I find that that's the drag of getting old is you find that, you know, your friends, you know, that you went to high school with, your family, they start falling off. And that's something that we have to deal with as humans for sure. But, you know, up till then, you had your brothers and sisters, you got along with them. At least you had them. If your dad really wasn't the best of people, did he ever get off the sauce at all?
Not until he got paralyzed.
And then that was it. He couldn't reach it, so you didn't.
He lived 13 years paralyzed.
Yeah, yeah. And did he get any better? As a paralyzed man, did he find? Some people find faith.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
He found God
And repent.
before he died, and he repented every day on his bed. He repented, and I got a song that he wrote. I'd have to get it out of my safe.
Wow.
He wrote it to my mom and everything. I got it put in my safe at home. And it's the true meaning of the amazing grace. Once I was blind, now I can see. My mama was the true version of that song.
Yeah.
She had 9 major eye surgeries. 69, 70, and 71, and she got her eyesight back.
Would you what? That is fantastic. I thought she was wow.
She was completely blind because he baked cataracts to her eyes.
Yes.
Throw a hot pot of coffee in it in 1969. And with that, we did the surgery at Baptist Hospital here in Salem. They done the surgery in 69, 70, and 71. She had to go through 3 major eye surgeries, and she finally had eyesight with glasses.
Wow.
She could sit and read her Bible.
Well, here I thought she was going to be blind, and the story took an interesting twist. Fran Cline, you gave me a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, a little happy ending to that very, very sad story. Now, did your mom have a relationship with your father after all that?
My mom was a one-on-one woman for the man. When my dad got paralyzed, he was so beyond himself. He divorced my mom so she wouldn't have to pay no hospital bills.
Oh.
Yeah. But my mom stayed true to my dad.
That's an interesting way to do it. I hear about people in old folks' homes that shack up together to avoid, taxes of some kind.
Yeah.
And medical bills. But that was something, man, after all that, after what he put her through to do that for her, and then they stuck together. I could see that. Till death do us part. Some people really, really feel that. And man, that's something that you have with your mom and dad. That's a trait that you can take with you, that you stick to your friends and your family. Stick to it. Yeah.
I'm there through thick and thin to the end.
Well, good. So, all right. We're in 1974. Here you are, roller skating, disco loving, maybe rock and roll. I don't know. What are you into? That's in 74 in your 20s. What do you do when you're getting out of,
In 1974, I was 15.
Oh, okay.
I was still roller skating.
Yeah, with the 4 wheels. I used to skate
and
too.
I still love roller skating.
Oh my goodness! If I could still do it, I would, man. I gave up the 4 wheels and I got some inline skates, and I was pretty good at that in my 20s. But so at 15, 16, you're out of school. You're working to take care of your mom and dad. Are you working outside of the house as well?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what'd you do?
I was working at Burlington Industries in the cotton mill, running spinning frames.
Why does it sound like you have such hard work in your family? So do they treat you right at least? Do they give you a good paycheck for all that hard work?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I had good paydays.
All right. I know that people get that, hard work, working in the oil industry and dirty, hard work, but at least you get a good paycheck. You got to weigh it out.
Well, I was the one that went beyond the thing and got production.
What is production?
Production means the more you get out, the more you get paid.
Okay. Piecework. I get it.
I was the one that really I could go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and by 12 o'clock, I'd have $150 made.
Yeah, baby. That's pretty good money in the 70s for sure. You make $150 a day for sure. But that's long work. What, you said from 7 a.m. till 12 midnight?
No.
Oh, 12 noon.
6 o'clock in the morning
6 till
to 12 o'clock in the daytime.
Oh, noon. Okay, all right. So you still had time to get out and take care of your family.
Get time to take care of my family, take care of all the other stuff, go grocery shopping. I had a good time.
Well, okay. All right. So little Fran Cline, 15 years old, taking care of her family. I mean, when are you able to break out on your own and become the Fran Cline you want to be?
Really, the Fran Klein I want to be? I just now broke out.
What have you been doing all these years? From 74, 75, 76? Did you continue your education at all? Do you read a lot of books?
I did go back and I got my GED.
Very good.
Finally did. I also got grandfathered clause in because I was back in the 70s. They called it nursing assistants, aides in the nursing home, because I put my dad in a nursing home to take care of him, and I went to work at the nursing home to take care of him. And he lived to 1985.
Okay.
And March the 22nd, 1985 is when he passed.
Wow, these are dates that you remember. These are turning points.
Yes. So I got through taking care of him.
Mm-hmm. You still got mama.
I still got mama. And my mother's last Mother's Day on this earth was at my house on May the 11th, 2001.
That sounds like she lived a long time.
She did. And when she passed a little bit time later, the next year, she passed in February the next year. And with her, I didn't know she had bone cancer until the day she died.
What, did she not know, or did she not tell you?
She knowed and did not live 10 years without taking a treatment whatsoever with bone cancer that eat her left hip out.
There is people that'll do that will not tell you that they're feeling bad. And sometimes, I mean, do you think she did it because she made peace with her life and she knew that she was, hey, your dad was gone. She knew that she had raised her kids. What do you think made her not want to tell you?
God made peace with her and she made peace with God. And she did not want to tell us because she was think that I would be giving up my life again to still take care of her, like I had already done when I was 15.
Right.
And she didn't want to take that away from me.
That's a mama that's taking care of her kids right there till the end. No matter what pain she's got, she will take all that pain to make you have a better life. So what life did you get when all right, you had to have at some point broken out and at least done something that you liked. What was it that you were getting into in your 20s and 30s?
I was married.
Okay.
I got married.
How was marriage?
Let me tell you how that come about.
Okay.
My brother raped me when I was 12. Mm-hmm. He was drunk on drugs, LSD, heroin, Quaaludes, pot, alcohol, liquor. He raped me when I was 12. Friend. So when I turned 15, my mom signed for me to get married to my first husband.
And who was your first husband? Did you even know him?
He was a young boy that, well, he was older than I. He was 19 or 18. He was 18. He my best friend's cousin that I was going to school with. I told her what my brother had done, and she told me I needed to get out of the situation. Well, she went and talked to her cousin about it because she knew he was crazy over me. He went to my mom and asked my mom, could he marry me? And I was staying with my half sister, no, my whole sister and my brother-in-law, because Mama just had the eye surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And with them having surgery, I was having to stay with them to stay in school. And with this happening, they took and my first husband's name was Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd always whistle at me when he'd go by the house, and I'd tell him, I said, just go on, look somewhere else. I just keep on telling him that. And then he took and finally, him and his mama both come to the house, and they made arrangements with my mom to take and us get married, because Mom found out that my brother-in-law was going to me sent off to training school because I wasn't doing what he wanted me to do for taking care of his kids. He wasn't giving me a lot. And when we done that, I said, sure. And we went on Friday. We went down to York, South Carolina, got the marriage license. We had to wait 24 hours and go back. And Tony's mama drove us, mama and us. She drove us down there. And on Saturday, we come back. Him and his mama go home. Me and mama go home. And sure enough, my brother-in-law had already had a court date. We had to be in court on Monday because they was going to send me off to training school. And
what is training school?
Jackson Training School.
What is that?
It's uncontrollable that you can't control. It's just like a military school.
I heard tell back in the 40s and 50s, men would do this to their wives. Oh, they're anxious. Send them off. And I guess they did them to their kids too. This is all the way into the 70s doing that?
Yes. Yes.
Incredible. And continue.
Like I said, they went home and me and Mom went home. Brother-in-law got up and told us we had to be somewhere in Lexington on Monday. So we got up and what are we doing at the courthouse? Yeah, he was trying to get me sent off, and the judge was fixing to send me off, and the judge asked me, said, is there anything else you want to say? I said, yes, sir, there's one more thing. I said, I'm married, and that's the only thing that saved me from going to Jackson Training School.
Wowie.
And that husband, we grew to love each other.
Okay.
He loved me, and I grew to love him because he saved me from going off to training school. So,
well, if there's anything that came out of that marriage, and I have to say marriage in quotation marks, because a 15-year-old does not have the knowledge and to be able to get married. But it was the only way that your mom, once again, your mom protecting you, it was the only way that she could see to get you out of that situation. So this is mama's love. The only way she knew how. Okay. So how long did you stay married on that? I mean, did you have any kids?
No, we didn't have no kids. He got on, he turned into an alcoholic later. And 89, 1989, I come home and he had been in a real bad motorcycle wreck. I amputated his leg and I wouldn't let him do it. And with that, because his mom, Jehovah's Witness, I had to go by their rules, not give them blood. And with that, I took and I prayed and I asked God to give me guidance on this. And I come home one day for lunch to check on him after he got out of the hospital and home to change the bandage on his leg. One of his friends was sitting there and they were snorting cocaine up the nose.
Oh, that's not a good Jehovah's Witness right there.
When I seen that, I said, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't have it no more. So I took and left. I went up to the house, make sure anybody was at the house. Nobody was at his mom's house. I went home and I got him and I says, let's go up to your mama's for a little while. Said, all right. So I pick him up, carry him, take him up there. And then I go back home. I packed all of his clothes, took him back up to his mama's porch, put him on the porch. And he said, what are you doing? I said, when you go get help to get off that cocaine and get off that alcohol, you can come home. Until then, don't. I says, I'm trying to help you and save your life, trying to save your leg to keep you from having it amputated. And I said, you're fighting against me. I said, so since you're going to be rebellious against me on trying to save your leg, you stay here until you get straightened out. Stay at your mom's. It was about a week later, he come to the house, drunk on a scooter, begging me to take him back, and I wouldn't. He went back to his mama's house, and he blowed his brains out in the backyard.
Ooh.
So,
once again, another story with an interesting twist. Girl,
very big twist.
I did not expect that.
Had a chance to live my life, to live my dreams the way I wanted to. I've been married. I've done everything for everybody else that I've not done for me. Now, since Dale and I have met, this coming March will be 6 years that I've inspected that beautiful Corvette with Madonna tags on it.
Yeah, she shared the picture. Madonna did.
We're going to take and we're going to enjoy. My husband I'm married to now is jealous.
Okay.
Hey.
It's Madonna, bitch.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the last 6 years, but all right, from 89, and you had, I don't know if it was a good run. It was what, 13, 14 years that you were married to this this fella? And was it a gradual? Did he start drinking right away? Was it, halfway through, 10 years in, 7-year itch?
He drinking to start with, but not like he got to drinking.
Yeah.
He got to where he was drinking 2 cases a day.
And then the cocaine.
And then the cocaine come in. When that cocaine, I said, I'm done.
And then ultimately he couldn't get off it and he just took his own life. Man, that's a tough way to end, man. How did you feel about that? Did you I guess you went to the funeral and were you still?
His father threatened to kill me if I come to the funeral.
Okay.
Yeah. His father didn't like me at all.
All right. So that's all far behind from 89. From 89, what happened then?
I went to work at a trailer truss building company in Salisbury, production work again.
Yeah, hard work.
I'd go in at 6 and leave at 12. I'd have $200 made.
Yeah, you did.
Production.
Not quite as good in 90, not quite as good in the 90s, but still, hey, it's good to have a couple $100 a day. You can live on that.
Yeah, I could. And by then, while I was at work one day, a load of work run over my foot in 1993. It crushed everything on April the 3rd, 1993. And when it crushed my foot, my right foot, it caused RSD to set up in it, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. They know what causes it, but it's no cure for it.
And you're walking you're done walking. You can't stand so long.
Hey, they wanted to amputate my leg, and I wouldn't let them.
What is this with the amputating legs thing? It's a through line in your life, you know.
They did. They wanted to amputate my legs, and they didn't. I wouldn't let them.
Okay, but how's your walking? How are you able to? Are you dancing? Or
I'm dancing.
I know. I see your videos from time to time. You're able to get up on your, but that kind of it stopped your working life.
Yeah, to that point of work, yes, I had to.
Okay.
And then I went into the CNA work. But while
what's CNA work for the people?
93.
What's
hold on, sir.
Yeah.
Hold on, sir. When I got hurt in 93, and that crushed a foot, I went in the hospital, and they put an infuser port in to help with the pain.
Okay.
That infuser port got infected.
Is that subclavicle? Is that like a port like they put for chemo and stuff?
Yes, it's a port like that, but it's got an IV of medicine going in it 24 hours a day.
And it got infected.
I was at home.
Okay.
They still wanted me to come to work. The home health nurse was trying to get me back in there doing office work. And with that, I called my nurse when I got up that morning, and I says, my fever's 101. She says, go on to the plant. I'll meet you at the plant. By the time I got dressed, it was 103. I called her back. She said, go on to the plant. I'll meet you at the plant. Because she lived somewhere in Hickory, and I lived in Denton, and she wanted me to meet halfway in Salisbury, North Carolina.
How are you getting there? Because driving with a 103, you could be all dizzy and fall off the road.
Guess what? I had a 1971 Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
My right foot in a cast. I throwed the foot over the passenger seat, hung my IV pole bag from the roof because I had a ceiling sunroof in.
Yeah.
I hung it there. I used my left foot for the clutch and the brake, and I used a walking cane for the gas. And I drove myself to work.
With 103 fever, probably feeling like you're going to pass out at any minute.
By the time I got to work, it was 105. I went straight to the punch clock. I took and punched the clock, went back to the office, called the doctors at the hospital, Iredell Memorial Hospital, or David Community Hospital. I called them, and they said, Dr. Pritchard's not there. He's on the way. I says, get him on three-way. They got him on three-way. And I told him what I was doing. I said, I'm coming to the hospital because I got a high fever. By the time I drove, I cannot tell you from the time I pulled out of that parking lot to the time I got to that hospital. I can tell you not what vehicle I passed, what the stop lights, the red lights was, or stop signs, what turns. I could not tell you nothing. I was already gone.
Yeah. I thought you passed out way back when.
I didn't.
You kept on driving.
I was the one that was guiding that car. And when I got to the hospital, I remember seeing an ambulance coming back in. My doctor come running out of that ambulance, and I handed him the keys to my Volkswagen. And I said, you love my Volkswagen, it's yours. I know I'm dying. Thank you for taking care of me. By the time he got me in there, my fever was 110.
Yeah. What? Are you boiling, frying eggs on your belly or what?
110, I passed out in my doctor's arms.
I believe it.
And he told me that I died 3 times, and he brought me back 3 times in 1994. And for 6 months of my life, I can't tell you where it was in my life. Not a thing.
Mm-hmm. This is your brain putting that trauma behind you and making you forget things. But still, 105 is bad. You said 110. That's almost unheard of. That's alien. That's something that doesn't happen. How are you still here? I'm so glad you're still here, Frank Klein.
And this is what people don't realize. When I was in that emergency room, they talking about when you die, you see that pretty light? That light is beautiful.
Okay.
It is beautiful. And I seen a palm of a hand in that light, and I heard my daddy's voice. It's not time yet.
Okay. All I can do is believe exactly what you say, because this is something that you have gone through. So anybody that's skeptical that's listening to this, no, you got to listen. Fran Cline has a testimony.
Amen, sister. Madonna girlfriend.
Yes.
So 94, I mean, you survived. Once again, another trauma in your life. You survived.
I was. It's all God's grace.
Okay.
And when Daddy said it wasn't for me, when I heard that voice saying it's not time, yes, I was in that hospital for 6 months that I don't know of.
You were in the hospital the whole time.
The whole 6 months.
Because you were in and out, because they were studying your brain, neuro. What was the problem?
In and out from the infection, from the infuser port being infected, and from the high fever.
Wow. Okay.
And when Dr. Pritchard told me I'm his first patient with RSD, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. They know what it causes it, but no cure.
Right.
And he was the one that wanted to amputate my leg, and I said, no.
6 months. You're out of there. Now what?
I'm out.
Now what?
I come out, and I've been on the uphill journey of giving God all the praise and glory, because without him, I wouldn't be here.
Well, okay. Let's go into that. Since 95, you've got this newfound faith. How do you express your faith? Do you go to church all the time, or you pray to people, pray all the time, or what do you do to express your faith?
I pray all the time. If somebody stops me and starts talking about it, I'll talk to them in the grocery store, anywhere they want to talk.
Well, there you go. That's good.
Because the Bible says, where there's two, there am I.
I've read that. I think it's Galatians, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. But
yes.
No, that's fantastic. It's good to have that faith, whether you believe or not. It helps. It helps you.
I do have a church I go to. It's First Baptist Church in Walnut Cove. But they're being a little skittish on the COVID, so we're just doing online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of churches are doing that. I like that. You're able to, sit in the comfort of your own home, but still you get the preaching that you need. Get that spiritual food, if you will. All right. So your body, you're still working to get that thing back together, but your spirit is whole.
My spirit is whole. The body will wear out eventually. But that's when God wants it to wear out, not me.
All right. So 95, you got faith. Are you working still, or is this the time to get disability and take off?
Working.
What's that?
No, I'm not working.
Done. This is the time. How are you spending your time since 95? I guess taking care of your mom from time to time.
Let's see. Before my mom, she got passed away in 2001. 2002.
Oh, 2. Okay.
Yeah. 2001. Yeah, 2001.
Okay.
She passed away. In 2004, my second husband I was married to, I lost him in 2005.
What?
Yeah.
When did you get married to him?
I got married to him 1997.
Okay, so just after your ordeal in the hospital with the 6 months and the infection,
Yeah.
you found him. Well, did you find him at church, or how'd you get together?
I was working in a rehabilitation center, rehabbing people to get back to work from disability.
Nice
And that's
calling.
where I met him. And
Was he getting rehabbed, or was he one of the rehabbers?
he was getting rehab.
Huh.
He come in one day. I heard him before I seen him. Because the building was in Salisbury, North Carolina, and it was an old school building. And the old wooden floors, and I heard his cowboy boots coming down the hallway. I fell in love with the sound of the cowboy boots before I seen who it
I mean,
was.
did he have the spurs and all? Clink, clink, clink.
He did. He had the whole 9 yards.
So you fell in love with the cowboy. I got you.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Frank Klein. I can get it. I get it. The people love cowboys. I get it. All right. Well, and then you had some good times with him, and
Yes, and then he had a aneurysm
Hmm.
in 2004. His whole main artery through the body was an aneurysm, and they had to do a 2-part surgery to do the aneurysm surgery.
Yeah.
And when they done the first part of it, it left him paralyzed from his waist down. And they cut the nerve to the right lung, and he had breathing problems. So he was in and out of renal heart failure and congestive heart failure for a year and a half before he finally passed away. And he passed away at home, peaceful, what he wanted.
Yeah.
He wanted his ex-wife there and the kids he had raised to be his own. And I was woman enough to call her new husband and tell him if they wasn't there in 30 minutes, I'd come and get her.
Yeah.
Because this man wanted to make peace before he left this earth. And I had everybody there before he passed.
Well, that's good to be surrounded by your loved ones.
Yes.
You did that for him, Fran
Yes.
Cline. That's a beautiful thing. See, this is what you probably learned from your mother is to be faithful till the end, man, till the end.
To the end.
That's beautiful. And I'm glad he had you. I know even though he got paralyzed, you had experienced taking care of people.
Flinging around like a pack of taters to go to doctors.
Yeah. You got it. You had experience taking care of paralyzed people, and you're a strong person. You got so, and then you say you're a CNA as well. A certified nurse's assistant. Okay.
Yes.
I was an EMT paramedic. What like first aid and things like that?
I've done the whole 9 yards.
But as a CNA, you learn quite a bit about how to take care of people.
Yes. I got my CNA license back in 2003.
How much schooling does that entail?
6 months.
Very good.
Because I was grandfathered claused in from working at the nursing home with my dad.
Yeah.
I had all my paperwork proving that I was already a nursing assistant through Raleigh.
Yeah.
I had all of that paperwork, so they grandfathered claused me in without a high school education.
Very good.
And with that, we got going pretty cool.
So
And
with the CNA, you work in rehab, or you did for a while.
I worked in the nursing homes. I was a supervisor over a nursing home.
Very good.
And all. I've done a whole lot of that. But I had a wreck in 2009, and that wreck took me out of my CNA work because I can't pick up 20 pounds.
What
'Cause I got
happened
a
in
titanium plate in
2009? What kind of a wreck? What were you driving? What happened at Fran Cline 2009?
In a 2004 blue Baja, half car, half truck.
Okay.
I was sitting at a stopped school bus. I was facing the bus, and the woman behind me didn't see the stoplight of the bus or my brake lights, and she plowed me. And when she hit me, when I woke up, I was at the back of the school bus, and I was laying in my back seat.
Okay. I'm glad you're here, Fran Cline. More trauma.
Yeah, I've had trauma, so now it's time to live my life.
So how much did you have to rehab on that one?
I rehabbed about 4 years to get me back to walking good and get me to where I can move my neck because of putting that titanium plate in my neck.
Wow.
So,
Well, that brings us pretty close to now. If that was 2009, 4 years, 2012, 13, here we are. We're almost here. And the past, the past 6 years has been a ride. What happened? What happened then?
the husband I'm married to now wants to stay in the back lines. He don't want nothing to be brought up on his part.
Uh-huh.
He wants to stay in the back like Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn's.
I got you.
Wants to stay back there and all. With him, I was working at the nursing home taking care of his daddy.
Oh, that's cool.
He caught me dancing with his daddy.
Uh-oh.
His daddy was in a wheelchair, and I had made arrangements with the boss lady over the building that once a month when the bluegrass people come in, because they really love the bluegrass.
Who wouldn't?
And I'd go in and I'd dance with the patients. I'd take my 15-minute break and 15-minute break and my lunch break, get it together so I could be in there the whole hour and take care of them. And that's how we met.
Hey, you got to love a lady that's dancing with your daddy. You got to. That'll make you fall in love right away. Frank Klein, you know how to hook them. And you didn't even know you were trying to hook them.
No, I didn't know I was trying to hook nobody.
That's fantastic. That's beautiful.
It was, what was so amazing is my patient. She said, honey, that man loves you. Said, you ought to go out with that man. She said, I know you're grieving over your husband and everything, but you need to let go now. It's time to move on. I said, I'm not looking for nobody. And it just happened.
That's right. That's when you find somebody, when you're not looking for nobody.
I wasn't looking for nobody. But he is jealous.
Okay. Probably jealous of you and Madonna and Dale.
He told me he'd kill me if he caught me with another man.
Oh, and then you found Dale. Who knows?
He told me that recently.
Who knows?
I says, that'd be hard to do.
Right. Well,
we're having fun. My dreams come true.
Yeah. So tell me about those. Tell me about you and the adventures. I know that most of last podcast you had with Dale was mostly about him. This is mostly about you. But tell me about, you getting together with Dale and your love for, well, you tell it.
Dancing. I've loved to dance all my life, ever since I was 4. And I've been loving dancing for Arnold Nelson, Pop It, Lock It, Madonna. The remix.
The remix.
Yeah.
On the music video. I'm in the video. And Madonna just released Rescue Me fan video by Madonna and Warner Brothers and the Remix United Productions and Feet for Madonna. And I'm in it with the Winston-Salem Police Department.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. We're there.
Yeah.
And back up. Tell your love for Madonna. For people that are listening to the audio version, you need to check out the video version. They just popped it up on their phone, and there she is in Madonna's fan video, doing her dancing. So tell me about your love for Madonna and pop culture and the dancing. Tell me where that started.
Madonna has been in my blood ever since the 70s, when she come out in the 80s.
Yeah.
I loved her music, listening to it when my sister was listening. And I just loved it. and I've been watching her music ever since. And I don't play it around my husband I'm married to now because he don't like that type of music.
I get
So
it.
I go to my room and do it. But Madonna made me her top fan on her page.
How nice.
Congratulations, Fran.
Well, I mean, where's your favorite Madonna era? You know, the Lucky Star, the Holiday, the True Blue, I guess Music, and the other when she sang American Pie. Where do you fall? I mean, did you follow along with all of her different little transitions when she changed her style? Did you change your style as well?
I've changed it a little bit, but most of my style is still original to me.
Yes.
And so it like I told Madonna Dell here, if they can't accept what I am for me doing my version, they can't accept me at all.
Oh, I appreciate your music videos, your dancing videos. Are you on? I guess you just got a Twitter, and I'll put that in the show notes for sure.
Yep.
You welcome to the Twitterverse. I know I can retweet you, and we can. It's a conversation with the whole world, really. And you can tweet at Madonna if you have. You can get together with the stars, the celebrities that you're interested in, and really anybody. You know, if you wanted to tweet me, if I wanted to tweet you, if I wanted to tweet Dale, I can do that. It's like an instant messenger for everybody. It's kind of cool.
Well, I'm just learning this.
Yes.
Oh, because as I told Dale, I said, I'm a dinosaur. I hadn't had this phone stuff and this computer stuff. I don't know how to set stuff up. So he's been helping me set up my stuff.
Well, that's great. I mean, I know that you're, let's see, Fran Cline 2022. So you're living in the future already. It's only 2021. We're just finishing up here. You're already seeing into the future.
Yes.
Fran Cline. All right. So that's your Twitter, and then you're on Facebook. How do you want people to get a hold of you and find your videos and such?
You tell them, man. We got it all. Let Dale tell you.
Okay, you can find Fran Cline in Pop It Like Madonna remix by Arnold Nelson. You can find Fran Cline in Madonna Rescue Me fan video by Madonna, Warner Records, and Warner Brothers, and Remix United Production feature Madonna. And you can see her dancing with me in my Madonna Girl Dale videos. We're dancing in restaurants. We're dancing in public. We took and danced in Haynes Mall. We shut down Haynes Mall like a virgin. And Dan, I love Fran like a Madonna. And I am proud of her for opening up. And I give her all the credit. She's doing what she loves, and nobody's going to stop her.
I mean, in the middle of this video, you dressed her up like Madonna.
Yeah, borderline. Oh my God! Guess what, Dan, Big Daddy?
Tell me.
We're gonna be doing a big dance number to Madonna's song "Borderline." I got the outfit. She got the outfit. I'm gonna wear the hat like Madonna, and it's gonna be my. Guess who tweeted my tour on Twitter?
Who?
Cheryl Underwood tweeted my tour because Paula Doe loved it on Facebook and Instagram, and Cheryl Underwood tweeted on her Twitter about me doing Madonna, Debbie Gibson, Paula Doe. And we're going to do a variety of music, but we got outfits that is going to be similar as Madonna. And we're going to have, what kind of animals we're going to have in our tour?
I'm waiting for my goat to have her goat so I can train a baby goat.
A goat?
A goat.
So tell me what got you into goats. You were a tobacco farmer way back when, and a cotton farmer way back when. When did the goats come in?
They come in the last
interview.
From the last interview.
Okay. All right. And that was only a couple of months ago. Not even.
No, my husband and I, we got a small farm and everything. And on the farm, we got chickens. We got our own eggs, and we give our eggs away to the church people. We give to the mission, so the mission have to give to people in need. we raise our own honeybee. So I pull honey off twice a year and give to cancer patients. And he wanted goats, so he started goats, and now we got 5 goats.
That's how you give back to the community. You can use
Yes.
that goat milk, and if the goats,
Yes.
hey, if you got to slaughter a goat and you got to eat a goat, I guess, can you eat a goat?
You can eat a goat. It's good barbecue.
Okay, all right. Well, there might be a
It is
future.
good barbecue.
And then the goat milk. I know I've drank goat milk before, so
Goat cheese.
Goat
Goat
cheese.
cheese is good.
It's awesome.
all right. So that's where Fran Klein is and is going. Is your love for dancing, your love for Madonna, your love for goats. You're a North Carolina girl through and through.
Through and through.
Never have you ever traveled around? Have you been out of that state?
Dan, Baltimore is next, and I don't think Baltimore is gonna be ready for Madonna Girl Dale, and Madonna Girl Fran, because Baltimore, they're living in 1920s. We're gonna wake them up like we're waking up the Bible Belt.
But you got Madonna going over there too, don't you?
Yes, honey. And
All
oh
right.
my, we're having so much fun. And I was like, when Fran Jean got a notification from Facebook, she said, Dale, Madonna just made me her top fan. I said, you go, girl. And she has a lot of Madonna stuff on her page on Facebook, all the big wheels.
Well, I see you're starting to get followers on your Twitter already. It's a brand new Twitter, and people are already following. They got to find out what Frank Klein's all about. You're living your life. You're breaking out. You're becoming who Frank Klein was supposed to be all along. All the experiences that you've had, and now you're able to enjoy, and that's fantastic.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Well,
And it's like
any other avenues you want to explore? Any other people you need to thank as we break this thing down?
I thank Madonna Girl Dale here, and I thank Madonna. I thank Warner Brothers. I thank the Universal Productions and Arnold Nelson. And I just want to thank God first of all, because without him, I couldn't be here. And that's why I'm enjoying my life now, is because God's letting me do it.
Yeah, you've come through quite a bit. There's times you could have died. And from what you said, from what your doctor said, you did die.
I did. It's in black and white.
You were on the brink. I'm glad you're here, Fran Klein. The world is better because you're in it. And I'm sure your husband behind that door back there is glad that you're here as well.
He is.
Here she is here. Here's her TikTok. It's Madonna Girl Fran.
We're going to get dinked, man. Turn that down. Turn that down. Oh, she's cool. She's cool. We're going to get dinked on the copyright. We got to turn that down. I'm not, but I saw her dancing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you have a TikTok. Where can people find you, Fran?
They'll set it all up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her TikTok is Madonna Girl Fran.
Okay.
Her Facebook is Madonna Girl Fran, and her Facebook has Madonna Girl Fran Klein. Her Twitter is, let me get on mine. Followers. Her Twitter is Fran Klein 2022.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's close this thing down, man. I think we've got quite a bit of your story, Fran Klein. I didn't know there was going to be so many ups and downs. It's quite a life you're living, and it's not over yet. You still got plenty left to give. And what you're doing is you're actually giving. With the chickens, with the eggs, with the goat milk, you're giving back to the community. You're a fine, upstanding citizen, and all through it, you're having fun too. That's great.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's close this. What's that?
When Madonna shared my picture, I told her, "Oh my God, Fran loved it," because there was a day that I got the car inspected, and Madonna shared a picture, and Fran loved it.
Yes, I did.
Well, I'm sure we'll chat again as time progresses. When you go to finally see your hero, Madonna, and
Yes.
you'll have to come back and tell me about that as well. But
Yes.
for now, let's close this thing up. Fran Cline, always
Thanks.
close this up with last words for the people. It could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, or a mantra you wake up with, or whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Fran Cline, last words for the people.
To all the people, anywhere, it don't matter. Follow your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. It might take time, but it's God's timing. And when God's ready for it, He lets them doors open. And it's a blessing. Have a blessed day, and everybody dream about angels.
Well, there you have it, party people. Fran Cline. That lady has been through some stuff. I think she deserves to have some fun now. She's been through some heartache. Fran Cline, you've been through some heartache, girl. I'm glad. I'm glad that you're having a good time now. You deserve to spend the rest of your time just dancing, having fun, listen to music, listen to the people that you want to listen to, and associate with people that make you happy, because you deserve it. You deserve it all, my friend. Thank you so much for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast. I know this is the second time we chit-chat, and I'm glad that you told quite a bit of your story. Man, it's neat to learn where people came from and find out why they are the people that they are. And I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. The earth is better. The world is better because there's a Fran Cline in it. And thank you so much once again for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast. I'm glad to know you. I'm happy to follow you. You're a good follow. And make sure, my loyal listener, that you check out the links in the show notes below and find out how you can get a hold of Fran Cline and see her dancing around to her various Madonna and other songs. All right, that's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Thanks again, Fran Cline. Now, I'm turning my attention to you, my loyal listener. If you would like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email KeysDAN@AOL.com. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.